Hello, Ben Branam here with Modern Self-Protection, and this is 5 Minute Friday, a quick tip to help keep you safe. Today, let's talk about traveling. And just a reminder, this week I went to Dallas to take an interview. From San Antonio to Dallas is a 4-hour trip. I've been there dozens of times. I know the city, I know where we were going. It wasn't that big a deal, but I did the research like I hadn't been there before. Because let's face it, things have gone crazy since COVID rolled through, and now riots have rolled through, and they've gone through a lot of areas, and things do change. So what changed that you don't know about when you travel? And when you travel someplace, it's always someplace different, someplace new, someplace that you don't really know. So why wouldn't you look it up? I took 15, 20 minutes to just go through some news articles. And if you go to Google, I know everybody hates Google, but if you go to Google and you click on news and you put the city that you're looking for, and then you put like the past week on the news articles, you can get everything that happened in that city in the past week, the past month, or the past year. So don't just Google the city and go, oh, okay, I'm going to Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Texas, Google. And some of that would be good. I got crime rates, I've got population density, I've got city layout, I've got city makeup, and ethnic diversity is always in there, which I'm just kind of like, I don't care. Doesn't matter. But it always pops up in your search. So I thought I'd mention it because of the riots and everything else going on. But yeah, I don't care. What does that have to do with keeping me safe? Not a lot, really. So I'm looking for those things that some of the articles I found actually shows you what part of the cities have the highest crime rate. That's a great idea, right? If I knew that. So make sure I don't stay in one of those areas. And if I'm traveling, travel through the area, don't stop there. Maybe not a good place to get gas. If you just know those areas. So if you get up and do a little bit of Google Foo before you go, you'll find out what's going on there and find out where you want to be, where you don't want to be, how to keep yourself safe, what the crime rate, what's the most crimes. I mean, right now with COVID crap, I read a great article about property crimes going up in Dallas area, and especially car break-ins. Well, I'm traveling by car, so I want to make sure I didn't leave anything in the vehicle that could be seen as something that somebody wants to break into overnight at the hotel, or that I didn't leave anything in sight when we went into places. I made sure all of my luggage and everything was hidden under blankets and under stuff, and you couldn't see it unless you knew it was there. A little bit of extra time to camouflage all that stuff. So what do you do when you're going to go to travel? Do you look up stuff like that? Do you take the time to find out what city and what you're going to and where you're going to from? Do you do a little bit of map study so you kind of know where you're going? Me and my wife have this thing about the GPS in the car. I like this big exploded out version of Google Maps so I can see where I'm going. And the map is always pointed north. I know where I'm headed. And she likes the little tiny old school Garmin and the Waze app where it sucks you into right there and all you can see is what you're going to, and you can barely see the next turn coming up. I like to see the next 2 or 3 turns coming up, and I'll look at the map before I leave. I hit that exploded view on Google Maps and I can see what my route's going to be and about where we're going, so I have a pretty good idea of what weird turns are going to be and what they look like. What do you do to prepare yourself when you travel? The further you go, the more time you should take to check out where you're going, what the area is like, and what you need to do to keep yourself safe. Thanks for listening. I'm Ben Branam with Modern Self-Protection, and this is 5 Minute Friday. You can find more great stuff like this at modernselfprotection.com.